yes, we are back here in the Fox 43 kitchen this morning with our friends from Olivia's. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you again.
Me too, Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Can't believe it's been a week.
Yeah, both a year and also a day at the same time.
A lot of things have changed. One being the weather, the other being what we're making.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
Exactly, baby. All right, so we're going to be making a delicious shrimp, lobster, cremini mushroom cream sauce pasta, okay? Cremini mushrooms. I'm going to put my cremini mushrooms in first. I want to get a nice sear going on the on one side of these mushrooms. So mushrooms are going to take a little bit longer to cook and get that sear. So I'm going to put my creminis in first alongside my shallots, okay? So you see, I just want to get a nice browning on one side. So I'm going to give that a second to do that. I'm going to play with my calculator. All right, now, while these are cooking here and getting a nice sear, I want to talk about what is a cremini mushroom. Tony,
Yes.
would you like to tell people?
Yeah, mushroom is such a strange thing. You know, I love me some mushrooms.
Uh-huh. I've heard.
Yeah.
You love them from afar.
Yes, I can look at them from back here, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So what is a cremini?
So let's talk about what a cremini is. It comes from the white button mushroom family, okay? However, a cremini mushroom, its flavor profile is more advanced than a white button mushroom, but it is less intense on the tongue, on the taste buds than a portobello mushroom. That is why when you see baby portobellas, that is also a cremini mushroom for you at the store.
Interesting.
Okay,
All
so
right.
there you go. Now you got your information for when you're playing a game, a quiz game, and then have
trivia.
Guess the mushroom.
Yeah, exactly. Mushroom trivia, y'all. All right, so like I said, I want to get a little bit of browning on my mushroom. Let's take a look. See what I'm saying? We're almost there. I want a little bit more browning. I'm going to keep my pan moving. I don't want any burning, but I want to get a good browning on my mushroom because if I don't, everyone talks about with mushrooms. What's the big problem everyone says, Liv?
Mushy.
It's a texture thing. Like,
Yes.
It's not that I don't like mushrooms, it's a texture thing.
Right.
Well, it's exactly because if you don't take the time to cook your mushroom properly and correct, it is going to have that texture that people aren't a fan of, which I completely understand, by the way.
Now, do you leave them that like a medallion size?
No,
or do they get...
Again, I'm always talking about it. That's where you can have fun as the chef. You can play around with however you want. I want to have them in big circles today. I thought it'd be fun because the mushrooms are a big part of the dish, so I'm going to cut them bigger so they stand out as a main player in the game. You want them smaller, you want them bigger, that's up to you. What's important is how you're cooking. Look at that. You see that browning? That's what I want, folks. Now that I've got that on one side, it's time to start adding my seafood, all right? Like I said, I'm going lobster, I'm going shrimp.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's seafood, baby. Okay, that's going in. I'm also going to throw an entire tail in here, just for some flavor. Okay?
So the tail has flavor.
Yeah, it does. Just like making your stocks. I always say, keep your skins, keep your tails, keep anything that comes by. There's so much flavor that is to be extracted from this. You'll see the lobster tail will get a nice bright orange. Once it's done that, it's reached the point where it's giving you all its flavor. You can get rid of it, or you can keep it and make a sexy garnish out of it.
Look how fast that shrimp has turned
Yep,
golden brown.
and I'm glad you
Beautiful.
said that. That's why we did our mushrooms first. Because we see that our seafood is cooking faster than our mushrooms were, right? So if I put my seafood in at the beginning, I'd have overcooked seafood, and undercooked mushrooms. And I don't care who you are, no one is a fan of that.
No.
So we're almost there. You see, now that I'm about 60-80% of the way, 70 glazed with some white wine. I want that white wine flavor to absorb in my food here. Okay?
Oh, the sound of that.
Isn't that satisfying? I'm going to let that reduce about 50% of the way. I'm going to add some of my heavy cream. I'm going to add some of that basil pesto we've been making back to back. Tony, you know all
Another
about
week
pesto.
of it.
That's right.
It was lovely last week.
Yep, that's going to keep cooking.
So
Go
speaking
ahead.
of white wine,
Yes.
what are we going to pair with this wonderful seafood dish this morning?
Well, we're in our summer era, aren't we? So we're going to make a beach babe sangria. Nice and summery, perfect at the beach, perfect by the pool, perfect anywhere, really.
Perfect
for
with this
summertime.
dish, that's for sure.
Yep.
And perfect on a day like today. It's going to be almost 90 out there this afternoon.
Perfect.
So a big change compared to what last week we were doing soup.
Yeah, we were, because it was chilly and rainy.
Yeah, now we're in the summertime mode. So we'll be checking back in here in just a little while to see how the progression of our nice little dish goes here this morning in the Fox 43 kitchen.